Scratchies, welcome back to the channel. My name's Sophie Sprocket and today we're going to be taking a look at the Scrambler 400X by Triumph. Da-da-da! It's finally been some time, but I managed to get my hands on it eventually, so let's go. This one was completely my fault. Whew. Now, before we just get into the video, I do just want to say this is not a review video. This is just a quick look at this bike. And what I mean by first impressions, I mean the design, the spec and the look. And more importantly, does it deserve the Scrambler name? I will be posting a full review in due time, so do stay tuned. I wish people would stop staring at me. Right, so let's start with what you see, because much like a man, if your machine isn't worth looking at after you've parked it, it's not really the ride for you. And guys, I have to admit, this is an absolutely beautiful bike. I was a little bit hesitant when it first arrived, and the reason that I was hesitant was because it was a little bit too nice, and I do have a bit of a reputation for trashing things. I may or may not have previously written off loan bikes, and I was a little bit scared because it's so nice, I didn't really want to damage it. And I'll be honest with you, this bike is like such a premium machine that guys, it looks fantastic. For me, that's too much. I trash things, I break things. I feel like this would hold me back a little bit. I would be scared to trash it. I'd be scared to drop it. That's not to say that it's a bad idea, because there are a lot of people who do want nice looking bikes, but I think we can all accept that I am a mess. My life is a mess. My riding style is a mess. And this machine, it's better than me. It's too good for me. I'm gonna be realistic. It looks beautiful. The seat is amazing. The detail on the seat is lovely. All the stitching is absolutely stunning. I love the red color. I love the paint job. I like the fact that unlike other manufacturers, they've actually painted the tank instead of just slapping their stickers on them. You know, it's really, really premium. Unfortunately, I am a trash rider who doesn't deserve such premium things in her life. Okay, so let's get into the engine, because this is where people ask, is it powerful enough? What we have here is 398cc engine, just under 400, and in terms of the horsepower, I believe it's 39.5, and regarding torque, it is 37.5 as well. So let's kind of put that into perspective, because I know for a lot of you, especially riding bigger bikes, that probably sounds very small, right? So what we have here is a bike that has a little bit more power than a Royal Enfield 411 Scram, and a little bit less than the KTM 390. But ultimately, it's all about how that power is delivered. Now, this little bike is tuned for real-world riding, and it has a strong power curve down low, which means that it's great for mixed riding, such as those kind of gravelly paths, and also going through the city. You also don't have to rev it a lot like other bikes. So it is kind of, I suppose, like a baby Scram. I'm excited, I'm excited. Now, this is where things get interesting, because if you're calling something a Scrambler, it better have decent suspension. Now, Triumph's given the 400X 43mm upside down forks, and at the back you've got monoshock with 150mm of travel. Now, in terms of the chassis, it is made from steel, meaning it should feel strong and stable. Unlike my lifestyle choices. I just hurt my knee on a stone. Now let's talk about wheels and tyres, because these can make or break an adventure style bike. Up front, Triumph went for a 19-inch wheel, and at the back they went for a 17-inch as well, which is large enough to be steady, but light enough to still allow you to enjoy some light. Emphasis on the light off-roading. In terms of the tyres that they've slapped on, we do have a dual sport street tyre, known as the Metzler Carews. They're supposed to be grippy enough to kind of deal with this kind of trail, but fun enough for the streets. Wouldn't have been my choice, but again, I'm not an engineer, so. Okay, so let's talk brakes. At the front we have a 320mm brake disc, and at the rear we have a 230. More importantly, we do actually have switchable ABS. So if you're feeling like you don't like yourself and maybe you just want a day where you really want to feel awful, you can turn it off. You can have less safety in your life, and let's be honest, less safety equals more fun. So there you you have it, folks. This is the first impressions of the Triumph Scrambler 400X. And my first impression, this thing is a winner. I really like it. I think it looks pretty snazzy. But ultimately, we're going to try and keep an impartial view until we do the full review. But what do you guys think? Is the Scrambler 400X the right mix of bike? Do you think it's stylish, capable? Would you ride one? Drop a comment below, let me know. Until the meantime, guys, I will be putting out a full review. This is not a review. Don't be leaving comments like, why didn't you review it? The review is on way, okay? It's on its way in a couple of days. In the meantime, my name is Sappy Sprocket. Ride safe, stay crazy, and I'll see you next week. Bye! This one was completely my fault.